the action on FM.
Cubs baseball has never sounded.
I was in AAA, and right before the game, they said, no, you gotta stop. You need to hurry up and go to Cincinnati. You're about to go play a game there. You got 45 minutes till the game starts. So I get in my car and I start driving, and all I keep thinking about is, which jersey are they wearing that night? So when I get to the locker room, I see my jersey hung up, and love the white jerseys, just the stitching on it, the old school feel to it.
To like build this for them and spend the last year of coming up with this concept and getting it off the ground and getting everybody here, like it just feels really good to have everybody coming and experiencing the thing that we've been working so hard on. To be able to like take the experiences of Comic-Con and add that to a card show just is really fulfilling, because as somebody who grew up going to card shows and still goes to the same card show in the same church basement in Trumbull, Connecticut every month, like it's great. Card shows are amazing, but to be able to add all of this experience is what makes this great.
Single back to the track, looking up. It is off his head, it looked like. And over the top. A home run.
Hit Canseco in the head. Look at this. Boink. And it's out of here.
Jose, you've hit a lot of home runs, but that shot will live forever.
Drive to center field. Ewing sprinting in, dives and makes the catch. Flies to center field. Ewing's there, dives, and he does it again. 2 pitches in a row.
Breeze blowing toward right. Very little chance for rain. We should be in good shape for the second game of this series, which began on a sour note for the Cubs last night, dropping a 9-3 decision to Milwaukee. In the process, the Cubs saw their wonderful 15-game winning streak at Wrigley come to an end. So they're still in first place, although they have to win tonight to stay in first place. Milwaukee just a half a game behind. Starting pitchers tonight, hard-throwing young right-handers. Ben Brown going for the Cubs. Jacob Mezorowski starting for Milwaukee. Let's go ahead and get...
Let's open this up. Take a look at what we find. Looks like we've got Lauren Shahadi.
Animation is great.
We got Robert Flores, one of the stars of MLB Central with Lauren Shahadi. Then we got Mark DeRosa. Look at that. He looks like Superman, does he not?
Right? He was when he was with the Cubs.
Harold Reynolds looking ripped in a tracksuit in Studio 42. There I am. The hair's all
I know this guy.
Look at that jawline.
Now let's check out some plays from the field that only a mother could love.
Thank you to all the mothers out there. We love you.
Too sweet.
Nicely done with the sign.
Vientos is not going to want this on his highlight reel, I'll tell you that.
Some just don't know how to catch them.
Hubba Bubba and Bubba.
You can even smell on his bat. Hitters are funny. Now he's talking to it.
Then Peters has some problem.
Heads up. Man alive.
Look, Mom, check out these top defensive plays.
Adele leaping, and he makes the catch.
He's unreal. One of his patented run-saving miracles.
Welcome to the show, kid.
Put a star on that for Jarvis. Picked it right off the top of the grass. It was a snow cone.
That was sensational. Spectacular play by the Padres' first baseman.
He jumps and he makes the catch. P-Crow, awesome. Ryan Waldschmidt with a diving catch. What a catch by Eli White.
How about that?
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
Next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com.
It's game time. That makes it the perfect time for a Flight by Yuengling. At just 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and packed with flavor, Flight is the next generation of light beer from the oldest brewery in America. Flight. Look for Flight wherever you buy beer. And Patrick, Cubs need to put some balls in Flight tonight, but it's going to be a tall task. Two very good young pitchers. You know, Mizrowski, he's been a guy that's had a very good year so far, low ERA. But, you know, Cubs have done okay against him at times.
It'll be an interesting game to watch. As you said, two hard-throwing young right-handers. And I think whenever that's the case, Ron, in all of sports, if there's a guy similar to you on the other side, you really want to outdo him.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I couldn't agree more, and I think for Ben Brown, he's, you know, he has done very well so far, so you want him to keep building on this, and what a better test than, you know, Cubs Brewers series.
Jackson Chourio ready to step in and get this ball game underway. 70 degrees in Chicago, a little breeze blowing to right. It will have an effect on a ball hit in the air to right field. Ben Brown, tall, 6'6" right-hander, always works out of the stretch, and he's ready to go to work. Chourio, the right-handed batter, waits and takes a strike, and away we go. Game time temperature of 70, sponsored by Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. And the 0-1 from Brown, swinging a chop foul. Cubs in their home whites, the blue pinstripes all over, blue hats and helmets when they bat, blue sleeves and socks. Blue numbers on their backs. The Brewers in their traveling unis, the powder blue shirts with dark blue numbers trimmed in gold, gray trousers. They've got blue hats and yellow bills and a yellow forehead in the hat area. And now the 0-2 pitch by Ben Brown to Jackson Chourio. It's taken high for a ball. Ron, as you think about Brown facing these Brewers tonight, what's on your mind?
I think the word attack probably stands out to me the most when I think about Brownie. Throwing his pitches for strikes, all of them, and being on the attack and pitching ahead in the count to these guys. So far, he has been very good at that.
Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. Beautiful breaking ball by Brown. He gets the strikeout. It's out number one. Uniform descriptions we gave you, sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore.
Perfect knuckle curve by Brownie after a couple fastballs, and then he starts this ball in the middle of the zone. By the time it gets to the hitting zone, it's ankle high.
Bryce Terang, left-handed batter. Certainly one of the best players on this Brewers team. In fact, many games when you watch him, he is the best player. He can hit, he can field, he can drive in runs. Runs bases well. Checks his swing and takes down low, and it's 2-0.
First inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Brown threw shutout ball twice on the recent road trip. As Terang takes outside, it's 3-0. Brown did not give up a run in Texas in his start against the Rangers, a game the Cubs won. Nor did he give up a run to Atlanta in a 4-inning stint, and the Cubs won that game as well. But you got to go 5 innings to qualify for the win. That's been on the scoring books for a long time. But still, everyone on the team knows he was vital in those 2 wins.
Yeah, no doubt. And you know, he's just getting stretched out. So that's part of the issue with him only going 4 innings.
Swinging a foul back by Terang. 3-2. Beautiful green ivy on the outfield walls all the way around. Not quite in full bloom, but I would say it's getting real close. And the payoff pitch. That's taken down low for ball 4. Nobody has put the ball in play yet. A strikeout and now a walk. And the batter is William Contreras.
Speed Gun today powered by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. Brownie's fastball so far today is topped out at 97 miles an hour. These two big, tall right-handers are going to rush it up there, boy. I'll tell you. These guys are, both of them, high 90s to 100 miles an hour.
Contreras hitting 287, takes a strike. Getting back to the ivy on the walls. One way to measure how much blossoming has been going on, does the ball stick in the vines when it lands there? And we saw one last night stick and just kind of bury.
Yep.
So that tells me it's getting kind of plush. And now the 0-1 pitch. Line to left, a base hit, landing in front of Happ. Stopping at second is Terang, and a ball hit that hard, Ron. You're just glad he didn't elevate it.
Yeah, ball very well struck. It's a fastball up and out over the plate, and Contreras right on that two-seamer and hooks it one hop bullet right at Happer. Now you'd like to see if you can get Yelich to roll a ground ball and maybe get a double play.
Yelich homered last night. He has missed some playing time this year with a left groin strain, missed 3.5 weeks. Still in good shape, left-handed batter waiting, and he'll swing and miss. He really does have a nice swing.
Yeah, very fluid. It doesn't look like there's a lot of effort in it until you see the ball jump off his bat.
He kind of leans back, puts all that weight on the back foot as the pitch comes in, and then goes into a little bit of a crouch as the ball comes in toward the plate. Most guys don't have that much eye movement or head movement when that ball is on its way. Here comes the 1-1 now from Brown. And the next offering is taken high for a ball, 2-1. Jensen Visconti calling balls and strikes tonight. Alex Tosi, the umpire, at first. Corey Blazer down at second. Derek Thomas at third. Announcement of the umpire sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. 2 men on, 1 away, no score. Yelich swings and misses. Whatever pitch that was, Ron, I wouldn't mind seeing another.
Yeah, it's a knuckle curveball, and you go to 2-1. Yelich cheating for the fastball, and he's looking dead red. Knuckle curve way out in front of this knuckle curveball. Great pitch.
Terang leads at second base. Contreras at first. The pitch to Yelich. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Came right back with the breaking ball. And Yelich swung over the top of it, and down he goes. 2 down. Second strikeout for Brown, and the batter is Garrett Mitchell.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. You called it, back-to-back knuckle curveballs. I think Yelich knew he was sitting fastball there towards the end of that at-bat, and he got 2 breaking balls.
2 outs, 2 on. Mitchell takes a strike.
That's a confidence builder, too. You give up the base hit, and then you're able to get back into the at-bat against maybe their best hitter with 2 good breaking balls to get the strikeout.
Gallimaya doing the catching, and the pitch by Ben Brown is outside. 1-1. Brown still a relatively inexperienced big league pitcher. 2 men on, 2 down. The lights are on here at Wrigley, having minimal effect. And a bouncer into right center field, a base hit. It's going to drive in the first run of the game. Racing to third is Contreras. Garrett Mitchell with a sharp ground ball between Horner and the second base bag. And Milwaukee takes a 1-0 lead, and the walk comes back to haunt Ben Brown.
Yeah, yesterday, early in the ball game, some ground balls got through. This ball hit sharply back to the pull side of the mound and into center field. Mitchell playing today. He did not play yesterday, and hits a bullet to start the game.
Jake Bauers had a big game last night, drove in 4, and he hits a bouncer back to the mound, fielded by Brown. He'll run halfway to first and underhand it to Bush to end the inning. But Milwaukee gets on the board, a run on 2 hits. They leave a pair after a half. Brewers 1, Cubs coming up. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
And if you want a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the one-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
Hard hit ball. Creedy gets up, but can't come down with it. Casey didn't know. He didn't catch it. The throw by Ozuna. Got it! Oh, yes! Sean Casey obviously thought Joe Creedy caught that baseball.
Now he recognizes his mistake. A 5-7-3 put out. It's the first time I've ever seen it.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Test of time. Yuengling is proud to be the official beer of the Cubs radio network.
DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Hey, Cubs fans, make history with your business in the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY at villageofbedfordpark.com.
We go to the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 Milwaukee. Garrett Mitchell with the run-scoring single. Cubs have Nico Horner to lead off, Michael Busch, and Alex Bregman against the big, tall right-hander Jacob Misiorowski. First pitch to Nico is inside. For a ball. Leadoff batter. Presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Nico Horner gets a base hit, Benny's will donate $200 to Service Dog Charities. The 1-0, Horner takes outside. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Ron, if you were in that Cubs lineup tonight, what would be your approach against Misiorowski?
I don't say this too often about my own game.
Ball three.
But I would be, because I was a guy that was swinging. You know, I did not take a lot of pitches, but this would be a guy I would be up there and I would be patient at the plate in taking as many pitches as possible and trying to extend my at-bat. As that pitch in for a strike, 3-1 now. Extend my at-bat as long as we could in that first go-around through the lineup. Everybody. What you're really trying to do is you're trying to get his pitch count up here early in the game. He's going to throw between 85 and 95 pitches.
He fires a strike, 3-2 now to Nico Horner.
The other thing that it's easy to say, this is not easy to do, but we used to have a plan against Randy Johnson in Minnesota of your first go around, see if we could go through the lineup and not punch out against Johnson. So shorten up your swing with 2 strikes, do whatever you could do, because we felt like it would frustrate a power pitcher if he didn't get any punch outs.
Payoff pitch to Nico is low and outside, ball 4. It's almost as if Nico was listening to you talk, Ron, during that plate appearance. Very patient, ends up getting a base on balls.
Well, it's a great at-bat, and I really think today, of all days, you know, Misiorowski, his fastball, the average velocity of his fastball, Pat, is over 99 miles an hour. You know, he's one of the harder throwers we've ever seen in the starting rotation, a lot like Johnson or Nolan Ryan.
Michael Busch, the batter. Here's the pitch. Michael takes inside. I was reading some data about Misiorowski this year. He has hit 103 miles an hour multiple times, not just once. So he certainly is strong. The 1-0 pitch to Busch is going to be high. Now, the question, whenever you hear how fast a guy is, the next question is, well, can he throw strikes?
And there you go. And he's been able to do that. His ERA is very low, just a touch over 2. But to me, he's still got to prove himself throwing strikes. I think Cubs so far, first two guys done a good job.
2-0 pitch in there for a strike to Michael Busch. Michael 2 for 2 last night, drove in a run. He's got a 19-game on-base streak going. On base with either a hit by pitch, or a base hit. 19 straight games. Nico leading at first, not running. The pitch taken for a strike. That was at 99 mph.
Nico did not swing the bat in his first at bat. Michael Busch has seen 4 pitches now in his at bat, and he has not swung yet. I like the attack the Cubs are doing. They've gotten ahead in the count, and they're making him throw pitches.
And he's up to 10 pitches already. Nobody out with a man at first. 1-0 Milwaukee leads, and the 2-2 to Busch. Here it comes. Low and inside. Now it's 3-2. How about Nico? Is he moving here, Ron?
I say no. The other thing about that game plan is you don't want to take the risk of a strikeout throwout and get 2 outs right away. You want to make sure these innings extend as long as possible here in this first 3 or 4 innings.
Nico not going, and the pitch fouled away by Busch. Mizorowski coming off of a very strong outing. 7 shutout innings with 10 strikeouts against the Padres last Wednesday. He scattered 4 hits, didn't walk a man, but had a no decision as the bullpen let the lead slip away late. The payoff pitch, cracked on the ground to short, off the body of Hamilton. Everybody is safe. Sharply hit ball. It's going to be an error on the shortstop. Had he gloved it cleanly, Ron, it almost certainly would have been a double play, but he never got the handle. It seemed to hit him in the left forearm and then bounced away, and everyone was safe.
It's one of those plays, and you hear me talk about this. The ball's hit sharply in the infield. He never moved his feet. His feet got stuck, and he just kind of moved the right knee down, almost to like that blocker position. And when you do that, your hands get stiff. He wasn't able to give with the ball, and he makes an error.
Alex Bregman, the batter. 2 men on, nobody out. Cubs trail 1-0. Bregman takes a strike. So an error by the opponents. Let's see if the Cubs can take advantage. Come to think of it, errors by the opposition are sponsored as Bregman awaits the 0-1. And the big right-hander deals, swing and a miss. Errors by the opposition, sponsored by North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers for even the heaviest control problems. Corner the runner at second, Busch away from first. Busch can get a big lead, and the pitch to Bregman fouled away. And sometimes, Ron, that's important. Obviously, you're not holding a guy at first when there's also a runner at second. So the runner at first has a very good chance to break up a double play if that play eventuates.
Yeah, or if it's, you might have a chance of beating the force out at second. Absolutely.
Yeah. The pitch to Bregman, lifted in the air into right, shallow and playable for Frelick or the center fielder Mitchell, and Mitchell makes the catch, and that's out number 1. Runners remain at first and second. Milwaukee leads 1-0, and the batter Ian Happ.
Well, even though Bregman did not get a base hit or walk, he did put the ball in play. He did not punch out, and that is, one of those things that Mizorowski, he thrives on the strikeout, and guys get a lot of confidence as they keep punching guys out.
Happ batting left-handed against the right-hander, and he'll take one off the inside corner, so he's falling behind everyone in this first inning. Mizorowski, very tall, 6'7". Weighs about 215. He's ready for the 1-0 pitch. And Happ will take outside 2-0. Are you taking all the way or not necessarily?
Absolutely, I'm taking. I want him to keep throwing pitches And you have to, you're going to give maybe something to get something, in the next couple innings. I would be taking her.
The big, tall right-hander comes set. A long look back at Horner, and the pitch to Happ is a strike at the knees. 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams on The Score middays with Rahimi, Harrison, Grody, 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Ian Happ hits one in the air to left, slicing toward foul territory. This ball will drop out of play. Churio, the left fielder, went all the way over to the sidewall. And in that area of the sidewall, you can reach over the top of the wall. But he did not come all that close to catching it. They count now 2-2 on Ian Happ. This big crowd ready to make some noise. Mizorowski set for the 2-2. A long look. And the pitch to Happ. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. And there are 2 down.
It's just a four-seam fastball, and it's caught inside corner. Let's take another look here, and it just catches a corner. Good pitcher's pitch at 101 miles an hour.
So now it's up to Seiya Suzuki. Cubs down by a run. First pitch high, ball 1. Ron, you talked about trying to elevate the pitch count of Mizorowski.
23 pitches now for Mizorowski.
Horner away from second, Bush away from first. The next offering in there for a strike. That was 101, and yet you could see it had a little bit of movement.
Yep.
Moving toward the outside corner. The tall, strong right-hander Mizorowski ready in the 1-1. A swing and a foul back by Seiya.
Suzuki had a pretty good swing at that pitch.
Ron, I know you faced Randy Johnson. You faced some hard throwers in your day. Did you have a special hitting plan for guys that threw extra hard?
Yeah, I did. I shortened up on the bat with my grip just a touch, and I might have spread out just a little bit.
Suzuki strikes out swinging on a breaking ball.
But I would shorten up, and I would spread out just a little bit and go a little bit more like a 2-strike approach to make sure I could get the barrel of the bat to the baseball.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
Northwestern Medicine, better. This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice, fast delivery, and the lowest prices every day on top brands like KitchenAid, Maytag, and more. Visit grandappliance.com for full details.
Garrett Mitchell had a run-scoring single in the first inning, and the Brewers lead 1-0 as inning number 2 has arrived. Luis Rengifo chops it foul. Left-handed batting third baseman Rengifo. He'll be followed by Frelick and then Hamilton. Ben Brown, the big right-hander for the Cubs, brings it. This ball is fouled at the plate. The announcement of the umpires. We gave you the umpires earlier. And that is sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Still cloudy and breezy, but not cold at all. 70 degrees. It feels quite nice. At this point, flag's blowing straight to right field, it would appear. Here's a big chop left side, charging and gloving it. Bregman sidearm throw to first to get him. Nice play. You could tell that Bregman wanted to get that ball before it hit the ground a second time, Ron.
Yeah, excellent play. He got a great jump on that ball coming in, and he does. He gets it right at the ground, and once he makes the catch, Bregman does a very good job. Very accurate throw, even on the run, to get the out.
One away, Sal Frelick, the batter. Bregman now moves in on the grass against the left-handed batting Frelick, who looks at a strike.
Defensive alignment sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at fitzgeraldequipment.com. And speaking of defensive alignment, yeah, Bregman pinching in against Frelick at third base and on the grass.
Here's the 0-1. Ground ball to short. Glove cleanly by Swanson. And that's out number 2. 2 gone. It brings up David Hamilton. The lights are on here at Wrigley. Tonight's game powered by ComEd. Nice to see Ryan Porth of The Score visiting our booth earlier. We have a little promotion going on. Having some fun with it. Here's a ground ball to second. And it's played by Horner over to first. We'll talk about Ryan Porth and what's going on when we come back. At the end of an inning and a half, it's Milwaukee 1, Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Pete Crow Armstrong. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
What happened in 1948?
Liner to center field. It is Peters. Oh, what a catch in center! Tristan Peters with the robbery.
Fly ball center field. That is absolutely crushed. That is some big time power. 457 feet.
It is nice to get a lead, though.
Sends this one high in the air. Back it goes. Get out. Second home run tonight for Murakami. The first time he has done that in his career.
Julio going back to the one-he track to the wall, leaps up and he makes the catch. And right in front of the J-Rod squad, he robs Duran of a home run.
He got him. 13 strikeouts, a career high for Christopher Sanchez. The second shutout of his career.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
Of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are. Pat?
Bottom of inning number 2. A ball has gotten loose in the outfield. The center fielder Mitchell will go over and retrieve it and toss it out of play. Not sure where that came from, possibly from the bleachers.
Let's just hope they don't have to throw a ball into the field of play again from the bleachers.
Absolutely. Moises Ballesteros will lead it off and swing and miss. But Ron, we're excited for our new club called Inside the Booth with Pat and Ron. The Patreon company is involved. Patreon is spelled Patreon. Chopper foul by Ballesteros. So go to Patreon, patreon.com/Pat and Ron.
Yeah.
And it's a little fan club, I guess, that we're trying to build up here. And there's a nominal fee per month. In fact, we have the member of the week. It is Eric G. as Moises Ballesteros swings and misses, and that's the third straight strikeout for Jacob Mizorowski. So I remember last week we were on the road, and Julie A. was the subscriber of the week, and we were trying our best. We thought it might be the famous actress Julie Andrews. Here's the pitch on the way to Dansby, and it's taken low and away. Now, as I pointed out when we knew that it was possibly Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
I'm a happily married man. You are also.
Same, yeah.
But Zach Zaidman's still single.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, Julie is also. Now, she's getting up there in age a little bit. If you call 90 getting up there in age. But still looking pretty good, I would say. And Zach, I wanted to, I was trying to do my best to help you out.
I'm trying to play matchmaker.
I was trying. Here's the fly ball into right center, shallow and playable. Mitchell is going to make the catch, and that's out number 2. Now, Zach, can you give us a little bit of an update? Is there anything cooking? Is there anything? Are the hills alive with the sound of music is what I really would like to know.
Isn't that kind of personal?
It's very personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, get used to it.
You should be used to it by now. Well, the way you answered, I'm thinking, Ron, maybe there is something going on here. Otherwise, he would have just kind of laughed it off. But I saw some wrinkles in the forehead there when he said that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be lucky enough to have Julie join us in the booth at some point this year.
Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. A swing and a miss by Pete Crow Armstrong.
Well, Feel Like a Bosch prediction brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel Like a Bosch. Sounds like Zach's got a new pass list.
What would you say if Julie Andrews walked into our booth right now, Ron?
What would I say?
Yeah, or Zach.
I would literally walk up to her and say, "Hi, would you like to meet Zach Zaidman?"
There you go. Zach, would you be at a loss for words, or would you say something to the lovely Julie?
Both. Somehow I'd summon up the courage to say something.
Just when we think we've seen it all, baseball gives us something new to talk about.
Splits two defenders and makes a great grab. The kick is good, right through the flying uprights.
Whoa, went down inside his chest protector.
That's not a catch?
Make way for Batman.
People would love this if we did Lady and the Tramp.
Ronald Acuna Jr. pouring dirt into Ozzie Albies' glove.
He flips the entire glove to first base.
Fast and furious and dead on.
Now let's dive into this week's top plays.
Is pulled and a leaping grab by Shoebake.
Carson Bench with a pulchritudinous play.
Moving fast toward big league stardom.
Randy Rosarena! Superman catch!
What a leaping grab by Quan.
And those 39-year-old legs are still cooking.
Oh, are you kidding me, Petey? Help it. Oh, hey now. What a play by Ryan McMahon. How about that?
South side of Chicago, where are you at? This was the first time I got traded, but I was so excited to wear these pinstripes and be a South side of Chicago boy. This jersey right here is an all-star jersey. You can see on the back the all-stars and the all-star patch there. Being an all-star and being who I was called over there to be was something I was real proud of.
Base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Who's on first? Southwest Airlines, ranked first among U.S. airlines by the Wall Street Journal. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings. See southwest.com/WSJ.
Paul Zarang humming the song Just a Spoonful of Sugar. It's from The Sound of Music, Julie Andrews. Here's the 0-1 to Jackson Chourio from Ben Brown. A little bit outside for a ball, 1-1. Chourio, Turang, and Contreras. Brewers got their run in the first. Here's a line drive, base hit to left. Chourio, a leadoff single. It's a good ball player, Chourio, Ron. He might have a long career.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He does a lot of things well. Good defender. Can run. Obviously can swing the bat. And, you know, he's one of those catalyst guys that this team needs to play well. Him, this guy at the plate right now, I'd say Contreras and Yelich fit in that role that they need those forward to do well for them to stay right around the top of the league.
Turang had a base on balls and scored the game's only run in the first. He'll take a strike here. Lights beginning to have some effect. Still some daylight remaining. Wind blowing toward right. Be careful now. Turang, a left-handed batter with power. And he'll take outside. It's 1-1. I was reading about the game last night in Anaheim. The Athletics and the Angels. The Angels pitcher J.T. Ginn took a no-hitter into the bottom of the ninth inning in Anaheim. So he was on the brink of baseball history. Here's a pitch down low. And baseball being the unpredictable enterprise that it's always been, 6 pitches later, Ron, he walked off a loser. 2-1. Adam Frazier had a leadoff single, and then the next batter, Zach Neto, had a 2-run homer for a stunning end to a ball game. Base hit up the middle over the glove of Ben Brown. Turang with a single, 2 men on. Chourio stopping at second. And now Brown really has his work cut out for him with Contreras and Yelich due up.
Breaking ball, and this one stays up and out over the plate. It ends up about knee high when it's hit. I think Brownie liked that ball been about 6 or 8 inches lower than that, but not a bad pitch, just a very good swing by Turang. Now, Contreras at the plate, he is a double play candidate. If you can throw something away and get him to try to hook down and away, you could roll a ground ball to short or third.
He hits a big chop to second. Glove by Horner. He'll tag the runner and throw to third, not in time. Turang stopped. He wasn't going to make it easy on Nico. Nico grabbed that ball, and then Turang forced Nico to come over and tag him, and that prevented any kind of a double play chance. Smart play by Turang. Runners at first and third with 1 away, and the batter Christian Yelich. Yelich a strikeout victim his first time. And he'll take a strike.
Good pitch right on the outside corner with the fastball. And that's where you want to pitch, everybody. These left-handers with that wind blowing out the right. You want to try to keep these guys hitting the ball to the middle of the diamond.
Yelich takes low. Nice block by Amaya. That pitch down near the dust. 1 away, men at first and third, top of the third. Brewers lead 1-0. Cubs need to beat Milwaukee tonight to stay in first. Otherwise, the Brewers will move into first by half a game. And the next offering. Swing and a miss. Now you need a strikeout, Ron. What pitch could do it?
You got options. You got 2 options. You either go hard stuff again to Yelich like you did at first at bat. He just threw a fastball right past him. That's the hardest fastball Brown has thrown, 98 miles an hour. I like the high fastball.
Infield back. Here's the pitch. A looper foul down the left field line. He jammed him.
98 again with a hard fastball.
Yelich had a couple of hits, including a home run in last night's game. He has always tormented Cubs pitching.
Knuckle curve here. See if he can get a ground ball to Nico or a strikeout.
Now the 1-2 from Ben Brown. Throw to first, not in time.
Third inning is brought to you by Consumers Credit Union. People in your corner stand up for you wherever you go. Consumers Credit Union.
Leading at third, Churio. Contreras at first. The pitch to Yelich. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Sharp breaking ball gets him. Big strikeout for Ben Brown. Out number 2. And it brings up Garrett Mitchell.
Boy, it's an excellent breaking ball. Now, we talked about the pitch that he threw to Terang, and it just stayed up. And when it got to the hitting zone, it was knee high. This one starts out mid-thigh, and when it gets to the hitting zone, it's at the top of the shoe tops. Perfect pitch by Brown.
Mitchell, the left-handed batter, waits and takes down low. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Yes, it's 1-2. He has swung and missed at 2 breaking balls. The scoreboard says knuckle curve. Are you looking for a third in a row?
You sure can, absolutely. You just throw that exact same pitch. It starts out mid-thigh and looks like a good pitch to hit. And what I'm guessing for the hitters, it's coming out looking like a fastball, and then it's just dropping down and backing up on them, and they're way out in front. It's got to be down, though. If you throw the knuckle curve, it's got to be at the shoe tops.
And now the 1-2 pitch on the way. A little bit low. He did come back with another bender.
And it was right down at the bottom. You know, it ended up at the bottom of the zone. This is a good time. You know, you got low, 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 high, and see if you can buzz a heater past them on the top of the zone.
The 2-2. And it's a wild pitch. It bounces away from Amaya. And coming in to score is Churio, and down to second goes Contreras. Wild pitch. Came back with another breaking ball run and bounced it past Amaya.
Yeah, this one, Amaya on one knee, on that right knee, and tries to slide over and really can, and it goes right between the elbow and its right side and goes to the backstop.
So now it's 2-0 Milwaukee with a man at second, and that's ball 4 to Garrett Mitchell. Well, he gave up hits to the first 2 batters in the inning, Churio and Terang. And he's really having to work hard in this inning. Tommy Hotovy, the pitching coach, will walk out to the mound to give Brown a breather, among other things.
Well, and I think it's such a downer for Brown. You punch out Yelich to get that second out of the inning, and you got back into it, right? And then, you're ahead of Mitchell, and you throw that third knuckle curve in a row down, and it doesn't get blocked, and it goes to the backstop, and that just, it's deflating to give up that second run.
Amaya did all he could to try to keep the ball in front of him, but it hit somewhere in front of the home plate area, and then it always is going to bounce a little awkwardly on a breaking ball. And it just kind of snuck over to the side of Amaya's body and bounced all the way back to the screen. Ready for the resumption of play. Jake Bauers, the batter, left-handed hitter, lines one into right field, a base hit. This is going to drive in another run. Suzuki's throw goes to third. Not in time there, and it is 3-0. Clutch hit by Jake Bauers, his 5th RBI in the 2 games in the series.
Pitch up and out over the plate. That's, right in Bauers' wheelhouse. It's another breaking ball, and he hooks it into the gap. Another nice swing, and this inning seemed like he was getting back in the inning with the strikeout to Yelich, and now walking an RBI single.
Luis Rengifo, the batter, and he will take a strike. Brown needs this inning to end ASAP. Runners at the corners take their leads. The 0-1. Spanked foul off to the left, out of play. Huge crowd at Wrigley. I do not see many empty seats as we look around. 37,000 plus were here last night. Might have a few more even this evening. The 0-2 from Brown to Rengifo. Chopped foul. We'll do it again. We can make our guesses, Ron, if you're ready, or Zach.
I sure can. I will say 36,900.
So you think not quite as many as last night?
36,900.
Now the 0-2. Runner at first goes. Here's a bouncing ball slowly to a charging Dansby Swanson. He makes a good play and throws to first. Dansby was running over to cover second. Had to swerve and come in to field that grounder. Not the most routine of plays, but he made it look like.
Tip of the cap, and now here we go. He gets Larry Walker. And here he is. He's going to face him right-handed. Why not? He looks like a catcher hitting. And now he's back to the left side. And a two-out walk. So Walker reaches base after that first pitch. It was like the flyby here right after the anthem.
To be in, the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with the baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out, kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
Awareness Partners.
Refresh your home with Benjamin Moore. Now through May 25th, save 20% on premium Benjamin Moore exterior paints and stains at participating dealers. Visit BenjaminMoore.com.
Miguel Amaya is on deck for the Cubs. Who's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Pat?
Miguel Amaya first up, and he'll take a strike from Jacob Mizorowski. Amaya hitting .242, 3 home runs. He's driven in 9. Right now he just wants to get on base to get a little something going for the Cubs. He hits a ground ball toward the middle, backhanded by the second baseman Turang, and he throws to first in time. Turang kind of shading toward the middle.
That ball hit sharply right through the legs of Mizorowski, but as you said, Pat, Turang playing right in behind the bag at second.
Cubs without a hit. Mizorowski has set down 7 in a row, and the batter Nico Horner. He reached on a walk. He cracks one toward left center. On the run, the center fielder Mitchell on the track makes the catch. Deep left center. Nico gave it a ride, but Mitchell ran it down, and that's out number 2.
Pat, we got a request. We got some people listening to us in Land O'Lakes, Wisconsin. Maureen Bull, big Cub fan. And her family, her son is here from Benjamin Moore. So hopefully, Maureen, you're enjoying the ball game, and we're going to have a W for you here in Land O'Lakes, Wisconsin. Maureen Bull.
Land O'Lakes. I lived in Wisconsin for a while, and I can't picture exactly where that is.
I lived in Madison. I'm not exactly sure either.
The Dairy State. The pitch to Michael Busch. It's in there for a strike. Busch safe on an error his first time. Brewers 3, Cubs nothing, third inning. And the pitch on the way. It's outside. Milwaukee, a hot team right now. They've won 14 of their last 19. And just a half a game behind the Cubs in this division race. A long way to go. And now the 1-1. And it's in there for a strike. But when you think about the division, Ron, somebody is going to have to knock off Milwaukee. They've won 3 consecutive division titles.
Absolutely. You've got to go through them to be the winner. That's, they've got to be the favorite.
Fastball, strike 3 called, and that will end the inning. 1-2-3 for Mizorowski. Cubs still looking for their first hit. It's on to inning number 4. Brewers 3, Cubs nothing on the score. And the North.
And on the ground sharply beyond third, and it's going to roll down the left field line toward the corner. Burrell picks it off the cutout. He's going to have a play at second. Millar is out at second base.
What a slide.
He slid short of the bag, and Tomas Perez puts the tag on him. And now they're chatting. What a nice scene.
That wasn't a real good slide.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play, only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
It is a 1933 Gaudi Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a pack or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
The out-of-town scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Pat?
All right, Zach. 4th inning. Sal Frelick first up. Frelick, left-handed batting right fielder. Bounced out his first time. Takes outside for ball 1. Bregman in on the grass at third. Ben Brown comes back. This ball's driven toward right center. On the run, Pete Armstrong makes the catch. No, he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball, and racing to second safely is Sal Frelick. Pete had that ball in his glove. It was a hard line drive to deep right center, but Pete had it measured, reached up, and then realized that the ball had popped out of the glove as he kind of veered toward the warning track. He may have seen Suzuki in the neighborhood, Ron, and that might have been a distraction. I'm not sure.
Yeah, what I think happened is that ball just kind of comes back on him, and he reaches up, and it's a little bit back behind his head, and it hit him in the heel of the glove. It's just an error.
So E8. David Hamilton checks in. Here's the first pitch high and outside for ball 1. Well, if you guys are ready to make the picks in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game, go right ahead.
I'm going to go 37,500.
Around a bunt, and the ball is fouled away off the bat of David Hamilton.
And Paulie's going to go 36,222, which leaves you, Pat, as the only one who is yet to make a guess tonight.
I'm going to say 38,083.
Okay.
Some clouds have moved into the area. Here comes the 1-1, a bunt, and it's a high bouncing bunt back toward the mound. Brown quickly throws to first, not in time. Hamilton with excellent speed beats it out. That's going to be a base hit. That bunt run went right down off home plate and took a kangaroo bounce.
Yeah, it hits that front edge of the plate, and we've seen that before. It goes straight up in the air. Brownie fields it, normally, and then the transfer and the throw. He throws a bullet strike to Bush, but just not in time. And that'll tell you where you stand with the Brewers and Mizorowski on the mound. It's a 3-0 game in the top of the fourth, and they get the leadoff guy at second, and they're looking to bunt just to score a run. And, it ends up working out for Milwaukee. Now they get first and third and nobody out.
And the top of the order now batting, Jackson Chourio, infield back for the Cubs. They throw to first, chasing Hamilton back. Breeze still blowing toward right. Chourio has struck out and singled and scored a run. Right-hander to right-hander, the runner goes, and it's a stolen base. The pitch inside. Amaya bluffing a throw to second. Never did make a throw. So diving in with the uncontested steal is David Hamilton. Holding at third, Sal Frelick. And now the infield in. Swing and a miss. 1-1 on Chourio. Boy, could you use a strikeout. In fact, you could use a couple right about now.
That was an excellent two-seam fastball by Browning, down and in, really tied up Chourio. Trying to get him, if he does put the ball in play, hit it into the defense on the left side.
There's a ball down low, 2-1. Brewers got one in the first. They scored twice in the third and threatening here in the fourth. Leading 3-0. Here's a foul off to the right out of play. Nobody out, and then it's second and third. Brown with a brand new ball. 2-2 on Chourio. Runners take their leads, second and third. And the 2-2. Breaking ball is low. And I think Miguel Amaya says, I would like to challenge that call. It was a breaking ball near the knees on the outside edge. Let's take a look, Ron.
Yeah, it's big pitch. Knuckle curve, just down.
Call is confirmed. Chicago has one challenge remaining.
That's a big moment in the game. If that's strike three, that's a big punch out. I can see why Amaya challenged the call. Very close pitch.
Now the stretch by Ben Brown and the 3-2 pitch to Chourio. Swing and a miss, strike three. Chourio almost lost his footing as he made that swing. He is out number one. Big strikeout for Brown and the batter Bryce Turang.
Few two-seamers in a row from Brownie coming in on the hands of Chourio. Very good pitches, great movement. 97 miles an hour.
Infield still in. The left-handed batting Turang will take down low.
Outfield for Turang, playing him around towards the other way. Pete Armstrong in left center field, about 3 or 4 good strides towards left center.
Here comes the 1-0. Spiked foul off to the left out of play. 1-1. Same two teams again tomorrow night. 6:40 Central Time. Thursday the Cubs will have a day off. And Friday afternoon the Houston Astros will be here for 3 straight day games. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go to Cubs.com for ticket info. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Turang really didn't want to swing. He got about a third of the way through the swing and tried to stop. And that rarely has a happy ending.
Yeah, well, he's looking for something up. That's why when he sees the ball up, he starts to attack because he's trying to drive this one to the outfield and drive in a run.
Now it's 1-2. Infield in from the stretch. Brown brings it. And it's just a little bit high. Didn't miss by much.
That's close pitch at the top of the zone on the outside corner.
Infielders in all the way around. And now Brown's 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A sharp breaking ball strikes out Bryce Turang. That is a very big strikeout, and not only that, Ron, that's an impressive strikeout. That's a tough guy to get in a spot like that.
That's the high fastball changing the eye level, right? You throw the high heater, and then you throw the knuckle curve, and it looks like a strike, and it ends up, that one bounced into a mile. That's how good a pitch that was.
Now the infield backs up. William Contreras hits a ground ball to third. Gloved by Bregman, the toss across. He's out. What a job by Ben Brown. The Brewers had men at second and third with nobody out, and they walk away empty-handed. We go to the bottom.
I was in AAA, and right before the game, they said, no, you got to stop. You need to hurry up and go to Cincinnati. You're about to go play a game there. You got 45 minutes till the game starts. So I get in my car, and I start driving, and all I keep thinking about is, which jersey are they wearing that night? So when I get to the locker room, I see my jersey hung up, and love the white jerseys, just the stitching on it, the old school feel to it.
We have a couple things out here for the first acknowledged unassisted triple play. And Cy Young said, Neil, where are you going? He said, 3 outs.
Neil Ball had a fairly short career as a big leaguer, but continued playing in the minors, where he encountered true baseball royalty.
Now we're going to connect to Babe Ruth.
He dominated the game like no one else had before.
I'm holding Babe Ruth's bat.
During a 1934 baseball barnstorming tour of Japan, Ruth faced 17-year-old pitcher Eiji Sawamura. Sawamura became a hero in Japan, and the Nippon Professional Baseball League's version of the Cy Young Award bears his name. Maeda won the award in 2010 and again in 2015, when the runner-up was Shohei Ohtani.
First pitch crushing! Oh, man!
Like the 3 outs of a triple play. It all connects.
Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Bottom 4 at Wrigley Field. Milwaukee 3, the Cubs nothing. Currently 66 degrees and cloudy. Wind blowing from left to right. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fees. Pat?
Let's see if the Cubs can rally here, Zach. Alex Bregman first up against Jacob Misiorowski. Swings and fouls it back. Cubs without a hit so far in 3 innings. Misiorowski has walked 1 and struck out 5. Bregman, Happ, and Suzuki. Swinging a foul back. This guy can bring it. That was a 100-mile-an-hour pitch that Bregman just fouled back. Bregman flied to center in the first inning. Let's see if he can get on. The 0-2 pitch. A little bit outside. Didn't miss by much.
Pat, on the out-of-town scoreboard, the Guardians lead the Tigers 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Travis Bazzano with his second home run, a 2-run shot. Rays lead the Orioles 2-1 after 7. Yandy Diaz goes deep.
Bregman strikes out on a high fastball. 1 away And the batter now is Ian Happ. What else, Zach?
Reds lead the Phillies 4-1. They're in the top half of the 8th inning in Philadelphia. The Nationals on top of the Mets 7-5, last of the 4th. James Wood had an inside-the-park grand slam for Washington. Repeat, inside-the-park grand slam. Blue Jays and Yankees tied at 3, bottom of the 5th inning in New York.
And the pitch on the way to Happ, swing and a miss. You're right, you don't see inside-the-park grand slams very often. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen one, Zach. How about you?
I have not seen one in person, only on highlights.
Now the 0-1 on the way, swing and a miss by Happ. James Wood, isn't that the name of an actor?
I believe the actor is Woods with an S at the end. But yeah, James Wood is the talented outfielder for Washington.
Now the 0-2 pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. Ian Happ called out on strikes for the second time in the game. 7 strikeouts now for Mizorowski. Brewers lead 3-0, bottom of the 4th inning, and the batter Seiya Suzuki. Seiya was a strikeout victim his first time. The big right-hander brings it outside for ball 1. Nobody has really taken advantage of the breeze blowing out toward right on either team as yet. Here comes the 1-0. Breaking ball missing for ball 2. 2-0.
They're really, with both of these guys having, good fastballs and the breaking stuff going down, nobody's really driven the ball out, with any authority even to the middle of the diamond.
Suzuki rips it foul. The first 2 Cubs reached base against Mizorowski. Horner walked, and then Bush was safe on the error by the shortstop Hamilton. But nobody has reached base since then. 11 straight batters set down by Mizorowski. And now the 2-1 fouled away by Seiya. He was trying to launch one.
He has taken Mizorowski deep. In Milwaukee, he hit an Apple home run against him.
Sometimes run against the real hard throwers, it would appear that guys, in trying to swing early enough, actually swing harder than they normally do. The 2-2 pitch, base hit to right. Suzuki, a nice easy swing, goes the other way and gets the single. Is that just an illusion, or do sometimes guys try to swing too hard against the harder throwers?
I don't think they make an effort to swing harder. I just think it happens for guys. When guys are throwing around 100, you feel like you got to be quicker, faster, and that means the swing it gets almost a little out of control compared to what you normally do.
Here's Ballesteros, left-handed batter. He'll take a strike.
There's a lot of theories in trying to hit a guy that throws really hard. Maybe you pick out a spot in front of home plate and you just try to get the barrel to that spot. There's a lot of things you can do. It's just, at the end of the day, you got to get a good pitch to hit and just get the barrel out in front. But it's not easy, that's for sure.
Fastball away, 1-1. A lot of us played high school ball and Colt League and American Legion, but we never saw anyone throw 100. Here's the 1-1. High pop fly, shallow center. Drifting out Hamilton, coming in as the center fielder Mitchell to make the catch to end the inning. Cubs get their first hit of the game, the base hit by Suzuki, but nothing else. Zach will join Ron in a moment at the end of 4. Brewers 3.
So without further ado, snap on your time goggles and prepare to zoom 1,000 years into the future. The D-backs are still the D-backs, though now they're represented by a robotic techno-snake, and the Cubs have embraced their future amongst the stars, now being represented by Ursa Major. Minneapolis was the first to establish relations with our extraterrestrial friends. The Rays are the cosmic rays flying through space in their devil ray-shaped spacecraft.
The Cubs are on fire and have turned 1060 West Addison Street, aka Wrigley Field, into the hottest address in baseball. This week, the Cubbies flew the W for the 15th straight time, their longest home winning streak since 08. And they're winning in dramatic fashion.
Dansby's going to score. The Cubs are going to walk off the red. 4 ball game. 3 straight walk-off wins in the series against Cincinnati.
At the center of it all is Nico Horner, flat out playing like the best second baseman in baseball. Shota Imanaga has been one of the game's best on the hill with a sub-2.5 ERA. With PCA doing PCA things in the field and a solid bullpen, this Cubs team looks built for the long haul. The NL Central has been baseball's toughest division. Will the Cubbies' home field advantage be the difference in the chase for the division crown?
Savings will vary based on customers' usage and rate.
Refresh your home with Benjamin Moore. Now through May 25th, save 20% on premium Benjamin Moore exterior paints and stains at participating dealers. Visit BenjaminMoore.com.
The Score and the Cubs are once again teaming up for the 24-hour Cubs for a Cure radiothon as Christian Yelich steps to the plate to begin the top half of the 5th inning. Milwaukee a 3-0 lead over the Cubs. Ben Brown still going. Here's the pitch. And Yelich looks at a changeup for a strike, 0-1. Starting this Thursday at 10 a.m. on 104.3 The Score, the 24-hour Cubs for a Cure radiothon. As Brown works his motion and deals. Here comes the 0-1. Yelich looks at strike 2, this time a fastball at 96 miles per hour. 100% of the proceeds will benefit Brain Up for cancer research. An excellent cause. As Brown peers in, gets the sign from Amaya, straightens up. And now here comes the 0-2. Yelich swings, lines one to left, racing in. Happy dives and can't make the play. Bounces off the glove, rolling toward the foul line. And Yelich ends up at second base with what will probably be a double.
Epper comes in, and then the ball starts slicing on him. He lays out for this ball, and it short hops him. It's good that he makes contact with the ball with the glove on the short hop, because if it goes by him, it's for sure 3 bases at least for the speedy Yelich.
So a man in scoring position to begin the 5th for Milwaukee. Brewers up 3-0. Here's Garrett Mitchell with an RBI single in the 1st. The pitch fouled out of play off to the left, 0-1. A cloudy early evening here at Wrigley Field. For most of the game, the wind is blown from left to right. Brown checks second. That's where Yelich is. Bregman playing in at third. The pitch to Mitchell is low for a ball, 1-1. This is the first time since Brown began starting games this season. This is start number 3, filling in for the injured Matthew Boyd, that he's worked the beginning of the 5th inning. Here's the 1-1. That's low and inside, 2-1.
Well, and this is the most pitches he has thrown all year. He's in the 70s now. And they're trying to get him stretched out, right? And that's what, and he's done a very good job so far since he's been put into that rotation. Today, he's done an excellent job.
Now the 2-1. Mitchell, a check swing, doesn't matter. That's a called strike, 2-2.
I just really like that he's on the attack against all these Brewers hitters. He is going after them, and he's throwing strikes, and he's throwing strikes with all his pitches, and he's just been very good so far.
The 2-2. Mitchell bounces one on the right side. Fielded on a belt-high hop by Horner. Throw to first in time. Mitchell's retired, moving to third on the play. Yelich, one away.
And that's the one thing about this Milwaukee team. They play fundamentally sound baseball. You get a man at second and nobody out, and Mitchell makes sure he gets the runner over to third by hooking the ground ball at Nico. A routine out, but now you got a runner at third and only one out.
Infield in for the Cubs. Jake Bauers at the plate. The pitch by Brown. Bauers looks at a strike. A fastball clocked at 97 miles per hour, 0-1.
First out, sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Bauers an RBI single his last time up. He's got 5 ribbies in this series. The pitch is swung on and missed. Slow-moving knuckle curveball, 0-2 on Bauers. Last night, Bauers had 2 hits, drove in 4, including a 3-run home run in the 5th inning. Yelich is at third, 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Infield in, the pitch by Brown. Check swing and a bluff throw to third by Amaya. 1-2 the count. On appeal, no swing.
Bregman talking to Yelich, saying you better stay close over here.
Brown's ready, working on the first base side of the rubber, sets at the belt, looks at third, works his motion and deals, and Bauers swings and misses. Strike 3. Brown gets him with a knuckle curve. 2 away. That's 6 strikeouts tonight for Brown.
Excellent pitch by Browning. This is that same pitch. It starts out, and it looks like a good pitch in the middle of the plate, about mid-thigh you're going to hack at, and you go on the aggressive as the hitter, and the next thing you know, the pitch backs up on you, and it ends up at the shoe tops. Excellent pitch by Browning.
Now Luis Rengifo at the plate, left-handed batter. Here's the pitch by Brown. Rengifo swings and misses. Another knuckle curveball from Brown, 0-1. Yelich at third base. Bregman wide of the third base bag, but playing in. Everyone else on the infield is back. Brown's ready. The 0-1. Rengifo bounces one slowly on the right side, fielded wide of first by Bush. Underhand toss to Brown, covering the bag in time for out number 3. Yelich stranded at third. Middle 5. It's a 3-0 lead for the Brewers. On the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here with Hall of Fame.
From about 1905 to 1925 or so, teams actually issued cardigans as part of their team uniform. In that era, knitwear was actually having a heyday in sports. Think of ski sweaters or Argyle sweater vests on the Gulf Green. And baseball decided to jump on the bandwagon and create cardigans.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es Flow Mayor.
During this Brewers series, the 50-50 raffle will feature a guaranteed $50,000 jackpot. Fans in Illinois can purchase tickets at cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning of each game, now through the end of tomorrow's game. Dansby Swanson digs in, bottom 5. 3-0 Milwaukee. Jacob Mizorowski deals. Swanson, ground ball, base hit in the right field. So a nice start to the last of the 5th for the Cubs. It's just their second hit of the ball game.
A nice piece of hitting by Dansby. You get this fastball down, and instead of trying to hook it and lift it, you just go with that pitch, and he smokes it in a hole on the right side.
So here comes Pete Crow Armstrong, left-handed batter against the right-hander Mizorowski. Swanson at first base. The third baseman Rengifo playing in on the infield grass. Mizorowski sets at the belt. The kick and pitch. And that one is way inside for a ball. 1-0. Contreras had to jump out of his crouch to catch that, prevent it from sailing to the backstop. Swanson being held on at first by Bowers. Mizorowski is ready. 1-0 delivery, and this one is tapped foul behind the plate. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams, Spiegel and Holmes, afternoons 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score, and Odyssey Sports Station, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
1-1 the count on Pete Crow Armstrong as Jacob Mizorowski sets at the belt and delivers. Up high, 2-1.
Mizorowski didn't like the way he fell off the mound in that last pitch. I don't know if he lost his footing or what it was.
Mizorowski works on the extreme first base side of the rubber. Swanson at first. No one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Cubs down by 3. The 2-1. Crow Armstrong looks at a strike. The fastball clocked at 99 miles per hour. This one was right at the bottom of the zone. Right down the middle. 2-2. Mizorowski takes a peek at first. That's where Swanson is. And here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. PCA got tripped up near home plate, taking a hefty follow through. 1 away.
Yes, fastball middle. Pete with a huge swing and loses his balance after the swing. And, you know, Mizorowski, he's throwing bullets still. He's 63 pitches in the ball game now. Still throwing upwards of 98, 99 miles an hour.
8 strikeouts tonight. Miguel Amaya at the plate and looks at a slider inside. 1-0. 1 on, 1 out for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 3-0 lead for the Brewers. Game 2 of this 3-game set. Cubs began the night a half game on top of Milwaukee in the National League Central. The pitch. Amaya takes the ball outside. Fastball that missed. 2-0. Mizorowski has only thrown 65 pitches tonight. Here's the 2-0. Amaya broke in bat, one hopper to Rengifo at third, to second for one on the first. Does it pull Bauer off the bag? It does, but he's able to keep the foot down before Amaya could cross first. That's a double play. 5-4-3.
I think Counts is still holding on here to see if he kept his foot on the bag, and they're going to say no challenge. He is out.
So the inning is over. After 5, it's a 3-0 lead for Milwaukee. On the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Ian Happ. Listen to every...
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body? I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. Just toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green.
You are an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Center field. This one's deep. Watch it fly. Gone. How about it?
Rapid Rewards members, thanks to T-Mobile. Plus options for extra legroom seats. They're like a 7th inning stretch for your whole flight. Southwest Airlines, official airline of your Chicago Cubs. Visit southwest.com/airfare-types-benefits for more information. Available on Wi-Fi enabled designated aircraft.
Cubs fans, it's Pat Hughes. If your business needs lots of water, the Village of Bedford Park offers a safe and reliable Lake Michigan water supply. Visit villageofbedfordpark.com.
Cubs fans, stop by the Motorola Razor Room at Gallagher Way prior to the May 22nd game for your chance to pick up a free Alice in Wonder cap and to check out the new Motorola Razor. For more details on the space, visit Cubs.com/Motorola. Pat?
Okay, Zach, we go to inning number 6. Lights beginning to have more and more of an effect. In about 10 minutes, they will have completely taken hold here. Just a little bit of twilight left. Breeze still blowing out toward right. Sal Frelick leads off the inning against Jacob Webb. The right-handed reliever fires a pitch in there for a called strike. Bregman in on the grass at third. Cubs being out hit 7-2 and trailing 3-0. Here's a base hit to right by Frelick. Frelick pulling one between Horner and Bush and into right field, and the batter now is David Hamilton.
A little off-speed pitch, middle of the plate, hooked in that hole on the right side. Coming to you live all season long, the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Bregman way in on the grass at third, anticipating a bunt. Hamilton had a bunt single his first time. He shows bunt and takes high for ball one.
Yeah, it would not surprise me again if they look to bunt. Bregman way in on the grass at third, just playing for one more run.
Here is the pitch inside, and the count 2-0. Hamilton had the bunt that was back near the mound in the 4th inning, and he just beat the throw to first. Showed a great burst of speed. He's wearing gold batting gloves on either hand. The 2-0 now is in for a strike. So he had the go-ahead to swing, but he decided not to. And now the count 2 balls and 1 strike. 3-0 Milwaukee leading in the 6th. The lead by Frelick at first, and a throw over chases him back. Brewers winning last night 9-3. Cubs need to win to stay in first. Here's the pitch, bunted in the air, might be playable for Bush. It is. Foul territory, running over near the first base dugout. A popped up bunt by Hamilton is out number 1.
High pitch, high fastball, top of the zone, and he just kind of jabs at it and tries to pull it, but hits it way too hard and in the air. Michael makes an easy play of it.
Back to the top of the order for Jackson Chourio. Chourio 1 for 3 with a single. He has also struck out a couple of times. Webb fires a 95-mile-an-hour fastball just outside for ball 1. See how this day has been treated with baseball history. Here's a swing and a foul back and out of play.
First out in the inning, sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. Had to be some good stuff happening on this day.
I think there is. I'm pretty sure there is, in fact. I was looking at it earlier. This date in baseball history brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. And now the 1-1 from Webb. Fastball strike, bullseye, knee-high outside corner. Villageofbedfordpark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. 1956, Dale Long of the Pirates had a 9th-inning home run against the Cubs. Why was that significant? It was the first of what would become a string of 8 consecutive games in which he would homer.
Wow.
And that remains the record. Now, he's been tied by 2 other men. Here's a drive into right center on the run. Crow Armstrong gets there, makes the catch. Pretty hard hit ball, but it's out number 2. Cubs trail by 3 in the 6th inning, and the batter is Bryce Terang. Now, that's a good trivia question, Ron. There have been 2 other sluggers, and you would have played against both of them, I'm pretty sure. And they had strings of homering in 8 consecutive games to tie Dale Long. Nobody has ever hit homers in 9 or more Major League games consecutively.
Yep.
You want to take a crack at it?
I would say one played in Seattle for a long time.
Yes, he did.
Ken Griffey Jr. And one was a bomber. Is that right?
Yes, it was.
Donnie Mattingly.
Good for you. You got both of them. Give that man a prize. There's the liner down the left field line. It's going to be a fair ball bouncing off the sidewall. Happ plays it quickly towards second. Rounding second and going to third is Frelick on a long single by Bryce Terang. That ball was just fair, line down the left field line. Fair by less than a foot.
Boy, just a slashing swing by Terang on this pitch. He's just a little tired, but boy, what a good swing that was. And as you said, just keeps it fair down that third base line.
Cubs offense unable to do much tonight, so they don't want to fall any further behind here as William Contreras stands in. 3-0 Brewers in the 6th. 2 outs, men at the corners, swing and a miss. Speaking of home runs in bunches, the late Frank Howard had a home run streak end on this date in 1968 at Tiger Stadium. Stopped by a right-hander by the name of Earl Wilson. But it's amazing what he did, Ron. Now, you played in the big leagues for a long time. Yeah. Over the previous 6 games, Frank Howard had hit 10 home runs. Can you imagine that? That's less than a week.
Yeah.
10 bombs. And what a nice man he was.
Very, yes.
One of the nicest I've ever met in baseball.
He loved our game. He was a guest coach when I played for the Yankees, and he was some kind of fun to talk to.
And didn't brag, really.
No.
He was way too modest for that.
That was a big human being. He was a big man. Oh, my.
I'll tell you what I used to love watching. Him hitting fungos.
Oh, yeah. He hit them to me.
Pre-game
every
practice?
Day. Yeah.
Towering fly balls and pop flies.
Yeah.
Higher than you could even imagine. That was worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
William Contreras waits. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Up and in for a ball. 1-2.
We would take ground balls at third, and he'd come onto our field and, who needs ground balls? And I'd raise my hand, come on, Hondo. And he'd flip that ball up under his left hand and hit him.
Here's a fly ball into deep right center. Back goes Carl Armstrong on the track. Makes the catch to end the inning. The Brewers don't score. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Milwaukee 3, Cubs nothing on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Walker going back over near the track, on the track, near the wall, and makes the catch. The out. He robbed a home run. That ball really carried.
Doesn't hurt having a 6'6" right fielder. Schwarber swings, launches it deep right field. It's on its way, and Kyle Schwarber over the Phillies bullpen, his major league leading 18th of the year.
And man, was that a loud sound coming off the bat of Kyle Schwarber.
That's in the air, and it's a long run for McGonigal. He is there. What an amount of ground to cover, man. J.J. Bleday all day long. Homers in back-to-back ABs.
Well, the Reds needed a little joy around here, and J.J. Bleday has provided just that.
That's driven to right field. Back goes McKinstry near the wall. It's out of here. A.J. Ewing with his first major league home run.
His fan base is falling in love, and it's easy to fall in love right now with A.J. Ewing. Congratulations to him.
Shattered bat, and it catches Tommy Lasorda. He pops right back up, and he's all right.
Tommy saying, I'm all right.
Of course I'm all right. His score, you throw out the lowest and the highest, he gets a 9.8 for this.
Why do I keep thinking Humpty Dumpty here? Had a great fall.
Look at this. They're going to bring him, what, a jacket?
No, it's a chest protector.
A chest protector.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
The Cubs Who's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Pat?
Jacob Misiorowski is on the mound. The big right-hander has been dominant. He started the night with a string of 18 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings of pitching, and he's put 5 more on the board. So he's looking at over 23 innings without giving up a run lately. That is domination.
Yeah, he has been very good. You know, the Cubs did a very good job in the first inning. Made him throw 24 pitches. Since then, he's dialed it in, and he's been dominant.
Nico Hoerner will chop one foul. Speaking of pitch counts, let's get an update on that and see where he is. He's got to be up around
66 is where he's at, Pat. 67 now after that last pitch.
So he's still got a little left in the tank.
Yeah.
Hoerner, Bush, and Bregman. Cubs are down 3-0. Misiorowski to Nico. Check swing. It's a strike, top of the zone. Nico thought it was up, and he's going to challenge that call.
Pitch was called a strike. Batter's challenging.
Jansen Visconti, the home plate umpire, and that pitch is high.
Call's overturned. Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
Good smart challenge by Nico. The count now 1-1 instead of 0-2. Hoerner has walked and lined out to center, a play on which Mitchell made a good play. And now the 1-1. Big bouncer back toward the mound. It's going to be a base hit. A high bouncer between the plate and the mound. Contreras, the catcher, got there but could not glove the ball cleanly, as he and Misiorowski both kind of looked at each other as if to say, who's going to make the play? Nico didn't run right away, and he gets the infield single. That's the Cubs' first hit of the game.
Nico chops this ball at home plate, and he didn't know where it was, and then takes off running, and he ends up getting a base hit. Cubs with their 3rd hit of the ball game.
Nico at first, nobody out. Let's see if Bush can get on to allow Bregman to be the tying run. Cubs trail 3-0. And the pitch to Bush, swing and a miss. Some pretty sharp breaking stuff from this big right-hander. Ron, we saw him a couple of times a year ago, and he had that same overpowering speed, but he's got more finesse this year.
Yeah, he's got more confidence and more command of his pitches. That last slider at 96 miles an hour down and into Michael Bush.
Here's a ground ball, third base side, and the throw goes to second. What a play. In time, Rengifo, the third baseman, had to run over toward the line, backhand the ball, and then I thought he was going to throw to first. He threw back to second run and made a very good throw. It was the shortstop, Hamilton, covering the bag. When's the last time you saw a 5-6 put out at second base?
Yeah, they're maybe once every 2 or 3 years you might see that.
Bizarre.
With the shifting now, you see it a little bit, but not much. That's a very nice play by the left side of the Brewer infield.
Bregman, the batter, he'll hit a high fly ball into shallow left center. Backpedaling and calling is Hamilton. And that's going to be out number 2. So Bregman is retired. Alex was trying to launch one on that first pitch. And it's up to Ian Happ.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Happ twice has struck out, and both times looking. Breeze still blowing out toward right. And the pitch to Ian. Hit in the air. Pop fly shallow left. The third baseman Rengifo makes the catch. 6 shutout innings for Jacob Misiorowski. We go to inning number 7. Brewers 3, Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Great Cubs guests all season. All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the ultimate mystery player challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Liner to center field. It is Peters. Oh, what a catch in center. Tristan Peters with the robbery.
Fly ball center field. That is absolutely crushed. That is some big time power. 457 feet.
It is nice to get a lead, though. Sends this one high in the air. Back it goes! Get out! Second home run tonight for Murakami. The first time he has done that in his career.
Julio going back to the one-inning track to the wall, leaps up and he makes the catch. And right in front of the J-Rod squad, he robs Duran of a home run.
He got him. 13 strikeouts, a career high for Christopher Sanchez. The second shutout of his career.
Caleb Thielbar returning to action, and he's on the mound. And Thielbar will go to work on Christian Yelich, Garrett Mitchell, and Jake Bauers in this 7th inning.
Well, let's see what's on tap here in the 7th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Cubs need get a 1-2-3. Good to see Thielbar back on the mound for the Cubs after some time on the injured list with the hamstring, and so that just adds to the Cubs bullpen after they've been banged up a little bit.
Thielbar, one of the real veterans on that bullpen staff, missing down low, 1-1. Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Yelich tonight has struck out twice. And the next pitch, breaking ball is low, and it's 2-1.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
And the pitch fisted foul. Good pitch in on his hands. And it's 2-2. And a few more items of note in baseball history. The great Stan Musial is in the history notes today. 1962, he was a pinch hitter in a game for the Cardinals. There's a bouncing ball to second. Horner to his left. Gloves it and throws to first in time. Yelich bounces out, 1 away. Brewers lead 3-0 7th inning, and the batter is Garrett Mitchell. Stan the Man came up and had a base hit for his 3,516th career hit. And why was that significant? It put him into second place on the all-time list behind Ty Cobb.
Wow, how about that?
Mitchell hits one toward the middle on the ground. Swanson makes the pick near second and throws to first in time. A couple of ground balls from Thielbar, 2 down. Brewers still lead by 3, and the batter is Jake Bauers. But 1962, Ty Cobb's hit record was thought to be uncatchable or unassailable. Pete Rose did catch him and zoom right on by him. I had a chance to watch Stan the Man play a few games late in his career. I think he retired around 63. And the pitch on the way, swing and a miss. I used to talk to Harry Carey when I first got here. I worked with Harry for many games over 2 years, and I saw him in spring training, and I'd spend the whole day. We would both not be working, and I loved hearing stories about Stan the Man and Lou Brock, Kenny Boyer, Bob Gibson.
What a club, huh?
They had some great teams.
I met him at the '99 All-Star game. Very, very nice man.
He told me that he got the name Stan the Man in Brooklyn because he just tormented Dodger pitchers at Ebbets Field.
Really?
And soon the headlines would say, that man did it again.
Really?
Stan Musial, and pretty soon his name was Stan the Man.
Yeah, that'll do it when you just keep killing a club.
Two and two on Bowers, 2 down, nobody on the pitch. Swinging a foul back.
First out in the inning, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Harry was a big fan of Lou Brock as well.
I met both of those guys together on the field at the '99 All-Star game. Very, very nice men.
At 2-2, Bowers takes a low, 3-2.
I told you what happened.
It's a misfortune. It's kind of a calamity, Ron, and completely inadvertent and accidental, but quite humorous, actually.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch, foul down the right field line. I'll let you tell it.
Very quickly. We get 2 outs in the inning. We were '99 All-Star game. Ted Williams throws out the first pitch to Carlton Fisk. Well, as soon as Ted throws out the first pitch, everybody goes around Ted to shake his hand and all of that, and there's a big scrum of the All-Century team and the current '99 All-Stars standing there talking to Ted Williams. And as the league is trying to get us to go back to our dugouts and let's get the game started, we weren't moving fast. And then all of a sudden you start backing out of the scrum of people, and I took a step backwards, not looking that way, and stepped on someone's foot with my cleats on.
There's the pitch, swinging a foul. The inning continues, which is good because I want to hear the end of the story.
I stepped on someone's foot, and you like raise your foot up real quick, and you turn around like, oh, I'm sorry. It's Stan Musial.
Did he let out a groan?
Oh, I don't know because I don't hear all that well, but I was like, I'm really sorry, Mr. Musial. How are you? And he goes, it's okay, Ron. And he knew my name. And I was like, I was good then. And he introduced me to Lou Brock, who was standing right next to him. And I just thought that was, other than stepping on his foot, I thought it was one of the cooler moments I had in baseball.
He walked with a pronounced limp thereafter. Here's a ground ball into right field, past a backhanded attempt by Michael Busch. Tough chance. That's going to be a base hit all the way from Mitchell. Or for Bowers, I should say. Bowers gets the single with 2 down.
Tonight's attendance is 38,180.
Stan was in our booth singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, had his harmonica with him.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And what a nice man he was.
Now, didn't he get the same number of hits from each side, or his average was the same from both sides of the plate?
He had the exact same number of hits.
That's what it was.
As a home player as he did as a visiting player. I think that's what it was. We can probably look that up.
I know it's something like that. As I was thinking,
3,630 hits and 18-15, both home and away, something like that. Let's see if we can get Zach to look up the numbers.
You're exactly right. 1,815 hits at home, 1,815 hits on the road.
Would you say he was consistent?
That is balance. That is the very definition of a professional hitter. It's hard to get hits on the road.
Yeah.
It's hard to play well. It's hard to win on the road.
Yeah, just to be that, you're the exact same guy everywhere you play. Man, he was something special.
Rengifo, the batter, with a count of 1-2. 2 down, a runner at first. 3-0 Milwaukee leading here in the 7th inning. And the pitch to Luis Rengifo is fouled away, and it's still 1-2. Jason Kendall, you must have played some games against him.
Games, yep.
2000.
And big leagues, yeah.
He became the first Pirate to hit for the cycle in Three Rivers Stadium, and it was in the ballpark's final year.
Oh, wow.
2000. Now the 1-2 to Rengifo. From Thielbar, he'll back away.
God, with all those great players they had in those late 70s teams and in those early 1970s, nobody hit for the cycle, huh?
And the 1-2 from Thielbar. It's down low, blocked nicely by Amaya. It says here that in the 31-year history of Three Rivers Stadium, Jason Kendall, I mentioned he hit for the cycle, and a visiting player, Jeff Kent of the Giants.
There you go.
Who is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame here in a couple of months. Next month, in fact. Well, 2 months. Fastball is high to Rengifo. Speaking of Jeff Kent, I remembered a book that was handed to me. Dusty Baker has come out with a book. Here's a high fly ball into left center, playable. Pete Crow Armstrong is going to make the catch to end the inning. I'll mention Dusty's book. It's called Crossroads, a memoir in baseball and life by Dusty Baker.
Therefore, take me out to the ball
Time
game.
for the 7th inning stretch. It is 3-0 Milwaukee leading. And Kelly Amante Hiller, Northwestern women's lacrosse head coach, is going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
National champion, Northwestern women's lacrosse head coach, Kelly Amante Hiller.
All right, Cubs fans, let me hear ya. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so it's root for the Cubs. They don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs. Go Pats!
Hey Cubs fans, it's Nico Horner. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
Cancer doesn't follow a script, and neither do we. At Loyola Medicine, our experts personalize every treatment.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente.
Has 24 and a third consecutive scoreless innings of pitching going, and that streak's still intact. But a new man on the mound now. McGill, big right-hander, always works out of the stretch. And the pitch to Seiya is inside for ball 1.
Yeah, Trevor McGill, ex-Cub. Big, strong power arm.
And the next pitch taken outside. Sometimes, Ron, I would think a batter is just happy to face anybody but the guy you've been looking at for 6 innings and done nothing against.
Yeah, well, that's what we were talking about at the beginning of the broadcast, is that you're really going to try hard to get him out of the game pitch count wise. You know, he was able to throw 6 shutout innings of 3-hit baseball. 7th inning stretch tonight. That was sponsored by Volvo XC90. Room for everyone, ready for wherever the road takes you.
Fastball strike, 2-2. Suzuki has one of the Cubs' 3 hits. And a single to right back in the 4th. Dansby Swanson had a base hit in the 5th, and Nico Horner had one in the 6th. No extra base hits. Still time. 7th inning. Trailing by only 3. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A breaking ball gets him. And Seiya is out number 1.
Opponent's pitching changes. That's always sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com.
Final note, baseball history on this Tuesday night. Cy Young had a win on this date in 1910. It was win number 500. And I think that one is safe for quite some time, as in forever.
Yeah, I would say you're right.
Ballesteros hits a high pop fly, shallow center, to rang out, Mitchell in, and the center fielder makes the catch. And that's out number 2.
That was not a routine play. Mitchell came running in, and then all of a sudden the ball started getting blown more towards right center field, but in as the second baseman had to bail, but that was not an easy catch. Stolen bases tonight, they're always sponsored by Atturo Tire, Chicago's hometown tire. Get called safe at AtturoTire.com.
Let's see if Dansby Swanson can get on. Pete Crow Armstrong on deck. Dansby takes ball 1. Cubs dropping the opener last night 9-3. Swanson swings and comes up empty, 1-1. If the Brewers hang on and win, they will jump ahead of the Cubs and into first place by half a game. Check swing, that'll be a strike. First base umpire Tosi made that ultimate decision. Despite a rough patch lately, the Cubs still 10 games above 500. 29-19. But they have lost 7 of their last 10. Every team is going to have losing skids. Every team is going to get hot and win several in a row. Swinging a foul out of play. You just want your winning stretches to be nice and long and dominant, like 16 out of 20. And you want your losing skids to be as brief and as infrequent as possible. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
And the 1-2 pulled on the ground toward third and foul.
Got a message. There's a big group today watching and listening to you and I and Zach and Paulie from Clearwater Beach. People in Clearwater where I make some of my off-season home if they're down there, and big group of them listening and watching our ball game tonight.
It's amazing how many Cub fans there are all over the world, and especially in our country. They're in all 50 states, no doubt. There's the 1-2. It's outside. Dansby would gladly take a walk right now just to get something started. You've got a guy with power on deck, Pete Crow Armstrong. If Dansby gets on, Pete could make it a 1-run game with one swing. The big right-hander McGill deals the ball fouled at the plate. Dansby just did make contact. A 7th inning stretch sponsored by Volvo and the Volvo XC90. Room for everyone. Ready for wherever the road takes you. It's 2-2 on Dansby. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 ends the inning. Cubs do nothing. It's on to the 8th. Brewers 3, Cubs nothing on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs talk with Mully. I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that, like, it was that moment where we're like, wow, this is really something.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
They say it's a game of numbers, but el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es Flow Mayor.
8th inning here on a gorgeous night here at Wrigley. The Cubs are down 3-0 here in the top of the 8th. 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K. To donate your car today, Patrick.
Very good run. Trent Thornton is the new pitcher for the Cubs. Changes by the Cubs. Sponsored by James Hardy Building Products. Siding with the Cubs. First pitch by Thornton is ball 1 to Sal Frelick. 3-0 Milwaukee. They got a run in the first, 2 in the third. If you're just joining us, a single by Mitchell drove in the first run in the first inning. A single by Bowers drove in one of the runs in the third, and a wild pitch allowed the other run to score. Breaking ball missed, 2 balls and a strike. I was looking at a bizarre game last night, Ron. The Mets, in a game at Washington, they had an extra inning game, and the Mets scored 10 runs in the 12th inning. Here's a chopper toward a charging second baseman Horner. Good play, underhand flip to first in time. And that's out number 1.
How about that?
It was the, let's see it. It was the first National League team to score at least 10 runs in an extra inning since the 1919 Cincinnati Reds. That's a long time ago. Don't look now, but the Mets have won 6 out of 7. They beat the Yankees over the weekend 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I saw that. Top plays of the game, sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough.
1 away here in the 8th inning. David Hamilton waiting. Left-handed batting shortstop takes outside. The attendance tonight, 38,190. In the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game, let's see who was the winner. Swing and a miss. It looks like I was a little bit closer with my guess, but 38,190 in the house.
Well, we've had some great crowds here at Wrigley Field all season long.
Love to see them rewarded with a late inning rally and comeback win for the Cubs tonight. Let's see if that's in the cards. Inside to Hamilton, 3-1.
First out in the inning, that's sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Bregman in on the grass at third. This ball is popped up foul and back out of play. Stay tuned for the toast of the game. Ron Coomer has the honors of naming that. It's the Benny's Beverage Depot toast of the game ball player. Benny's, the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. Fly ball foul again, left side out of play.
I am hoping we haven't seen that guy yet. Cubs down 3-0. Catch of the game tonight. You get a catch. Sponsored by Catch Des Moines. That play was a real trip, and so is Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours at CatchDesMoines.com. Nice play by Bregman. That was probably the catching it in between short hop.
Ball 4 to David Hamilton.
Hamilton runs very well, so you'd expect him to be off and running from first. With the Brewers up by 3, you're going to try to get that fourth run.
Zach Zaidman has the post-game show, as always, right after our game. Fastball high to Jackson Churio. And the post-game show reminder, stay tuned. It's the Old National Bank Cubs radio post-game show, the official bank of the Chicago Cubs radio network. The runner goes, and a high fly ball into shallow right. It's going to be caught by Suzuki. I like the way Nico tried to decoy. He kept looking at home plate as if it was just a routine pitch, trying to get the runner to be confused. Did you ever get confused by a middle infielder on a play like that?
I've been confused a lot, partner. I don't know about where the middle infielder.
Let's just talk about in baseball games.
See, I was an infielder and a middle infielder as a kid, so I kind of knew the tricks of the trade a little bit.
2 down, here's Terang. So you fooled other guys.
Whatever the middle infielder is trying to make you think is happening, for sure it's the opposite.
So they weren't great actors?
No.
The runner goes, pitch low. Good throw to second base, not in time. Dansby says we might want to challenge that one.
Yeah, counts.
Close play.
Yeah, very close play. Great throw by Amaya. We knew Hamilton to be off and running, and they're going to challenge this at second. Yeah, it's very close. Great tag by Dansby as he gets this tag down. Very, very close. It's one of those plays at second base.
Challenging the straight ball, second base.
Dansby's tag is kind of underneath the shoulder of Hamilton diving in, and it's, did the hand hit first or did the tag hit the under part of the shoulder first?
Perfect throw by Amaya. Second base umpire Corey Blazer right on top of the call.
Yep. Corey, the crew chief of this crew.
Now we're getting a super close-up look.
Still really can't tell. They haven't had a really good angle.
Safe was the original call. But it might be so close that you could not overturn the original decision.
Yeah, I kind of think you're in that category of whatever they called it on the field, it kind of stays.
Dansby caught it and slapped the backhanded tag on the back of the left arm of the head-first sliding Hamilton. Fans getting a little restless here.
And a manager's challenge and instant replays are taking a second look. Second opinion's always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. It's the first manager's challenge we've had tonight.
I'm looking at this play, Ron. You know what happens sometime, and this reminds me of when I umpired way back when, putting myself through college. There'll be a slide.
After review, the call in the field stands. The runner is safe.
He's still safe.
Chicago will lose that challenge.
again. It was a very close play.
Yeah.
But it happened on this play, and it reminds me, a guy will slide and kick up a bunch of dust.
Yeah.
And it's not a huge dust storm, but it's enough to just partially obscure your vision as to exactly when the hand got to the base and when the tag took place.
Yeah.
And I think that was one where the dirt and dust were a factor.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all.
Here's Bryce Terang now taking a strike. And some of the, high school and American Legion fields that you work, just really dusty. And I mean, one slide and it's like a huge bunch of dust. And here's a wild pitch getting away from the catcher Amaya. Terang at the plate with a count now of 3-1, 2 down. We're in the top of the 8th inning and Milwaukee leading 3-0.
Breaking ball, and Maya tries to backhand this ball and doesn't quite get to it, and it hits the back of the glove and goes to the backstop.
And the right-hander Thornton brings it. It's hit in the air, deep left center. Back goes Pete Crow Armstrong at the wall, and that ball is gone. Opposite alley home run for Bryce Terang. And Milwaukee takes a commanding 5-0 lead here in the 8th inning.
Now, Terang, he's one of the better players in this game and definitely one of the best second basemen in the game, and this is part of the reason. He has great pop in his bat for not a very big guy and a guy that can run. That's the 4th time he's been on base. A walk, a single in the 6th, and now a 2-run homer here in the 8th.
He's got 29 runs batted in. That was his 7th home run of the year. And the Cubs are in trouble, down by 5. William Contreras will hit a little tapper out in front of the plate. The catcher Amaya will throw to first to get him, and that ends the inning. But some damage is done. Terang with a 2-run home run. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Brewers 5, Cubs nothing on the score at the Northwestern Medicine.
That's an owl, in case you're wondering. That's one of the few fans that looks at Canseco and says, "Cool." What are they going to do? Expecting to pick up a baseball? Oh, poor baby.
You know, I did read it a year ago.
Yes.
Canseco absolutely loves animals.
Durwood Merrill.
Not away, Durwood.
Leave a little opening at the top, guys.
Coming off AL Player of the Week honors, where he hit over 400 with 3 homers, Bobby Witt Jr. was all gas, no brakes.
And grounded inside the bag and up the line. Played poorly off the side wall by Carpenter. How far will Bobby go? And Vance Wilson is going to let him come to the plate. He is in there.
To say Bobby is on a tear is an understatement. His gap-to-gap power and that lightning speed have him among the major league leaders in hits, stolen bases, and WAR. He also just happens to be one of baseball's premier defensive players.
Goodness, that's why he's one of the best in the game.
That is how you win a Gold Glove in back-to-back seasons, and last year earned a Platinum Glove.
Baseball fans are bearing witness to something special.
He's their go-to guy in all situations, whether it's defensively, offensively, running the bases, complete player.
A primetime player in his prime.
$888-8888.
The out-of-town scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Games on the board. Nationals lead the Mets 9-6 in the top half of the 9th inning. James Wood, an inside-the-park grand slam. Ben Rice, a 2-run job, his 16th. Yankees lead the Blue Jays 5-3. They're in the last of the 8th. The Red Sox on top of the Royals 2-1. Top of the 8th in Kansas City.
Aaron Ashby is the new man on the mound, left-hander. And the first pitch to Pete Crow Armstrong, lined into left field, a base hit. Opposite field single for Pete. Let's see if that sparks a rally. Zach, did you have more?
Oh, yeah. Nolan Gorman with a go-ahead 2-run home run for St. Louis. The Cardinals lead the Pirates 5-4 in the top of the 8th. All Rangers tonight, a 7-0 lead over the Rockies in the last of the 4th. Brandon Nimmo, a 2-run home run. A's and Angels scoreless bottom of the first inning. Dodgers a 2-0 lead over the Padres in the last of the first.
Miguel Amaya batting, drives one in the air, deep left field, back toward the wall, and that ball is off the fence and sticks in the vines. Ground rule double for Miguel Amaya. A line smash. It vanishes in the ivy. And the Cubs have men at second and third. That's a ground rule double.
That ball well struck to left, just a line drive. And as you said, Pat, the ivy is getting thicker and thicker, and that ball just sticks in it for the second night in a row. And now the Cubs got something going. A couple more hits and a long ball, and you're right in the game.
How big is the home run by Terang in the top of the inning now?
Yeah, it's
Nico Horner batting. That brought the crowd to life. And Nico will take a fastball strike from Ashby.
Joey Ortiz has entered the ball game for Milwaukee at shortstop.
Second and third, nobody out. 5-0 Brewers. 8th inning. Nico takes inside. Nico would love to draw a walk right about now. And the pitch, a swing and a miss. And the count 1-2. Ashby has worked as a starter and a bullpen man. Big, tall left-hander coming back 1-2. Nico lines a base hit to left center field. This is going to drive in one. Stopping at third is Amaya. And the Cubs now have something going. Scoring on the play, Pete Crow Armstrong. It is now a 5-1 ball game. Still nobody out and everyone making solid contact in the inning.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would guess Milwaukee's going to get somebody up in a hurry. Nico in a line drive bullet. Doubles by Cubs batter, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. And that ball about another 10 feet towards left center. That would have been 2 doubles in a row. Nico hit that ball right on the button.
Chris Hook, the pitching coach, with a very brief visit to the mound. He did not talk more than about 15 or 20 seconds. Almost as he was just reminding the young pitcher of something, and then turned and walked back to the first base dugout. Still nobody out. First and third. It's a 5-1 game. And here's Michael Busch batting. And now time called.
Time called by Michael Busch. Something in his eye. Opponent's pitching changes, sponsored by Sloan Fisher Water Efficiency, partner of the Chicago Cubs, leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com.
For Horner, his 30th run batted in a minute ago. And Busch takes inside for ball 1. Busch's at-bat is important run in the sense that if he gets on, the tying run will be at the plate.
That's exactly right.
The 1-0 fouled away by Michael.
Michael got a hanging breaking ball there from Ashby and just pulled the trigger a little late.
3 consecutive hits have begun the inning. Now the 1-1 pitch will be made from Ashby. And a swing and a miss. Busch chased a pitch downstairs. Now it's 1-2. Well, Michael will concentrate on just putting this ball in play. These two teams have had some crazy finishes. Here's the 1-2. Fastball, strike 3 caught. Bush caught looking, and that's out number 1. And Alex Bregman is coming up.
Oh, fastball, top of the zone, right on the outside corner for strike 3.
Now let's see if Bregman can get on, which would allow the tying run to be at the plate. 5-1 Milwaukee, runners at first and third. Bregman takes a strike.
Ian Happ on deck, and he's the cleanup hitter. Cleanup hitter sponsored by Chicagoland's appliance leader, Grand Appliance. Get your all-star KitchenAid kitchen today at grandappliance.com.
Here's a wild pitch, and down to second goes Nico Horner, holding at third Amaya. Second and third, one away. 5-1 Milwaukee leading. And the count now 1-1 on Alex Bregman.
I guess the changeup in the dirt, and Contreras does not try to block this ball. He tries to backhand it, and it hits the back of his glove.
The wind is blowing toward right field. And the 1-1. Outside and low, 2-1. Amaya leading in foul territory at third. Horner away from second. And now the 2-1 to Alex Bregman. And it's swung on and missed. Off speed pitch. Now it's 2-2. Now Bregman needs to put this ball in play.
Yeah, Cubs need to get at least another guy to the plate. See if Bregman can get him a base hit, maybe even the other way.
Low for a ball, and the catcher Contreras really had to make an exceptional play to prevent a wild pitch. And now listen to these fans. They are standing.
They've been waiting all game to get into the game, and now they are.
It's 3-2 on Bregman. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. Back-to-back called third strikes. 2 down. It's up to Ian Happ. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams, Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score in Odyssey Sports Station, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Ian Happ is due. He is 0 for 3, and he takes high for a ball. It's only the 8th inning, so if you get both of these runs in, it's a whole different feeling heading into the 9th. Happ lays off a high fastball, 2-0.
Happ with 10 home runs on the year, 20 RBIs. He'd like to change those two numbers.
And the next pitch, high ball 3. The wind, though, Ron, blowing the other way.
Yep.
So if he goes to the right side, he might get some help with the breeze. It's going to be hard to homer to left at this point. Armstrong singled, Amaya doubled. Horner singled to drive in 1. Bush and Bregman have both struck out. And now Ian Happ waiting for the 3-0 pitch. And he's taking all the way. It's a strike. If Happ gets on, Seiya Suzuki would bat, and he would represent the tying tally. The 3-1 lifted to right, slicing foul out of play. The ball boy down the right field line saw these big athletes running at him. He wasn't going to stick around. He grabbed his chair and ran out into right field.
Yeah, he bailed in a hurry.
It's a smart move. Ian Happ trying to come through the 3-2. Outside ball 4.
Well, Suzuki coming to the plate, one swing and a bat, and this game can be tied.
Wouldn't that be something? Now the catcher Contreras out to talk to his left-handed pitcher. Ashby listening. Contreras doing all the talking. I'm not sure if this is just a move to get the bullpen warmed up or
Patrick
what.
in the bullpen for Milwaukee has been throwing for a while. He should be ready. And Ashby's thrown 22 pitches in this inning. And it looks like Milwaukee is going to stay with Ashby.
Never leave a Cubs Brewers game in the late innings, because it's always been full of surprises. Suzuki waits the pitch. Inside ball 1. Now Suzuki, one of the few guys that does have the power to hit one through the wind, but it might have to be kind of a line drive to left, Ron. Here comes the 1-0. Seiya checking, takes a strike. Got a pitch to hit that time.
Yeah, Terang hit that ball to left center for the home run, and that was a line drive. Seiya, though, he's got big time pop in his bat. If he catches one, it'll go out of here.
Outside. Ashby having a hard time controlling his off-speed stuff right now. So do you just sit fastball?
Sit fastball, absolutely.
Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a smash to third. Bobbled by Rengifo. Has no play. Everybody is safe. A run scores. It's 5-2. Now the tying run is on base. And the potential go-ahead run at the plate. I think that's going to be E5, or did they change it to a hit?
I think it's as hard as that ball's hit, it's still got to be an error. That's a ball that you expect to, you got to catch it. And they did not. It's a tough play, but I believe it'll be an error, and here comes Pat Murphy, and it'll be all for Ashby.
Cubs have the tying run at first. Let's make sure the pitching change will be made. It will be. We'll be right back in a moment. Pitching changes by the opposition, sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
The people are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville.
It's Asheville. That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
They're excited to be back and back on their feet, so it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on, so I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball.
Nestled right into the mountains there.
That's right on a cliff.
MLB is partnering with Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. Free 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741. And a reminder that Walks of Cubs batters, sponsored by It's Not a Game, Illinois.com. Speeding in a work zone is like arguing with the ump. A no-win. mind the signs and avoid the fines. Pat?
Chad Patrick, a right-hander, is the new pitcher for Milwaukee. Michael Conforto has been announced as a pinch batter. And now Chris Hook, the pitching coach, goes out for a quick scouting report on Conforto, I'm guessing, Ron, among other things.
That's exactly right. Shaw had entered the game as a pinch hitter. Then Pat Murphy went out and changed pitchers. Patrick comes in, and the next move is Conforto would hit for Shaw. And now, probably the Cubs' hottest hitter, him and Michael Busch, two hottest hitters the Cubs have over the last few weeks, is at the plate with the bases loaded.
5-2, Milwaukee leading, bottom of the 8th inning. Gives Suzuki an RBI infield single a minute ago. Conforto, the 8th Cub to bat in the inning, and fans are standing here at Reagular, and nobody has gone home. Ready for the resumption of play. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. Sharp cutter that probably was a little bit low and inside, but the count is 0-1. Suzuki at first represents the tying tally. The outfield deep and straight away. Patrick, hard-throwing right-hander, comes set. And the 0-1. Here it comes. It's way outside and high. Getting back to the error by Rengifo that they actually gave him a base hit. They gave Suzuki a base hit. I think the crowd might have had something to do with the difficulty of that play.
I think so. I think it's difficult right now for Milwaukee, period.
The 1-1. Bouncing ball towards second. Fielded by Turang. Flips to second. That's the force. And that's the inning. So the Cubs have to settle for 2 runs on a total of 4 hits. They lead.
Sometimes artifacts in the collection of the Hall of Fame can tell multiple stories. This is the earliest known Yankees baseball cap in existence. It tells a story of a very early baseball cap and of a guy who just had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. But there's actually a hidden story inside this cap. There's another name written in the cap. So who's Dolan?
The people are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville.
It's Asheville. That's all you got to say.
Yeah. They're excited to be back and back on their feet, so it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on. So I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball.
Nestled right into the mountains there.
That's right, right on a cliff.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with the baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out, kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
Surgery. With access to the top heart and vascular program in Illinois by U.S. News and World Report, Beverly's team at Central DuPage Hospital replaced her diseased aortic valve using a tiny catheter, and she was back on her feet in just a few days. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
Hey fans, why does flying Southwest Airlines from Chicago just make sense? Reliable, flexible, enjoyable. We're full of ibbles and obbles and proud of it.
Top 9, Milwaukee 5, Cubs 2. The 9th inning is sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. Coom?
And Phil Maton enters the ball game here in the 9th after the Cubs scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th. 5-2 Milwaukee. Christian Yelich will lead off, and he took a strike. A little breaking ball in for a strike. Maton comes set. And the next pitch, big swing by Yelich and a miss. Hey, what a difference a couple minutes will make. This place was, you could hardly hear anything here in the booth, and now Milwaukee at the plate, and it's kind of quiet here at Wrigley. Next pitch to Yelich, swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball right by Yelich. That's third punch out of the game for Yelich. The first out, and Mitchell will come to the plate. 5-2 Milwaukee here in the top of the 9th. Mitchell, the center fielder. He is singled and drove in a run in the first and then walked in the third, and 2 ground outs. 1 out here in the top of the 9th.
Maton ready for the 1-0. Here it comes. Bouncer over the mound, near second, charging, gloving. Swanson throws to first in time, and that's out number 2. 5-2 Milwaukee leading. Glancing to the bottom of the 9th inning, the Cubs have Swanson, Crow Armstrong, and Amaya. The bottom of their order, due up. If anybody would get on, Nico Horner would bat, and then Michael Busch.
Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Jake Bauers, left-handed batter, will check his swing and take low. Bauers having a pretty good series, 4 for 8. He's driven in a run tonight. He drove in 4 last night. And he'll take a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, with the, both teams, you got your star players, and then Bauers, who's having a very good year, he sneaks up on you, and he's been doing a lot of damage in this series.
There is a strike, 1-2. We'll be right out here again tomorrow night. 6:40 starting time. Series finale between the two. And the 1-2 pitch. That's a little bit high. Edward Cabrera starting for the Cubs tomorrow night. Left-hander Kyle Harrison will be on the mound for Milwaukee. Thursday is a day off. The Houston Astros are here for 3-day games starting on Friday. They all begin at 1:20. Swinging a foul back, 2-2. Really interesting run. You're in the 9th inning, and not a single home run to right field with the wind blowing in that direction.
Yep.
Curveball is outside, 3-2, or even an opposite field drive by a right-handed batter.
Nothing. Nothing even close. Hopefully that'll change in the bottom half of this inning.
And the payoff. Driven toward right, shallow, coming in, making the catch. Seiya Suzuki. Cubs need to rally. Don't go away. 5-2 Milwaukee as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. On the score in the Northwestern.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
You know, in Boston, every now and then you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
When choosing a financial partner, you want people you trust. At Consumers Credit Union, you can trust they put you first. Partner with the people in your corner at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
Okay, Zach, thank you. Please stay tuned for Zach's post-game show right after this ball game concludes. Very few fans have left. Let's see if the Cubs can make a little noise in this ninth inning. Abner Uribe is the right-handed closer. Tall, slender, hard-throwing right-hander. Misses outside to Dansby Swanson.
Very much a whippy arm action. Tall, thin guy, as you said, Pat. But he has not been invincible. He's got a 4.67 ERA.
Uribe's next pitch is inside. I remember reading about a game against San Diego up in Milwaukee within the last 10 days. He gave up a game-losing home run to Gavin Sheets in the ninth inning of the Padres, or for the Padres. Dansby will take a strike, and it's 2-1. Abner Uribe always works out of the stretch. Inside, ball 3.
He fell way off the mound on that one. Not even close.
He'd be happy to take a walk here. Uribe works over on the extreme first base side of the rubber, out of the stretch. Slender right-hander set and fires. Strike 2 call. Whoever wins the game is in first place in the National League Central Division. The payoff. Strike 3 call. Dansby's going to challenge that call. He thought it was outside.
Pitch is called a strike.
Let's see what the verdict is on the video board.
Ball strike challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Strike 3.
Call is confirmed. Chicago is out of challenges.
So that is the Cubs' final challenge, unless the game would go extra innings. 1 away, and here is Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete had a single and scored a run back in the 8th inning. Cubs trail 5-2 in the bottom of the 9th. First pitch inside. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Power against power, the 1-0. Bouncing ball right side. Terang gloves it. Makes the throw to first in time, and the Cubs are down to their last chance.
Uribe, he's got a good arm. There's no doubt about that, and good movement as he kind of slings that ball up there.
Carson Kelly is going to pinch hit for Miguel Amaya, as the Cubs are down to their last chance and they trail by 3. Milwaukee trying to win the first 2 games of this 3-game series. Kelly with red batting gloves on either hand waits and takes a strike. Horner would be next if the game gets that far. The 0-1 from Uribe. Breaking ball is outside. 1-1. Right-hander to right-hander. Uribe coming back 1-1 to Carson Kelly. And misses high ball 2.
Uribe's been a little erratic, but he's thrown enough strikes, to be just, kind of like that effectively wild type thing here in the ninth.
He always works out of a stretch on every pitch. And there's a strike, 2-2.
Opponent's pitching change is sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com.
Cubs are down to their last strike. Brewers on top 5-2. Last of the ninth inning. Base is empty. 2-2 on Carson Kelly. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Again, Horner waiting in the on-deck circle. Hoping to get a chance to bat in this inning. Kelly must reach. And the payoff. Bouncing ball to short. Glove by the shortstop. And the throw to first is in time. And the ball game is over. Ortiz came in to play short. And that play went 6-3. Routine play. It's all over. Milwaukee has made it 2 in a row as they beat the Cubs by a score of 5-2. And we'll be right back with more in a moment. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Live in the Chicagoland area? Get all the Cubs games on the Odyssey app. AUDACY.
Spring is all about new beginnings, and there's no better way to give yourself a fresh start than by getting a fresh haircut at Great Clips. The skilled stylists at your local Great Clips salon are ready to create any look you want for less. And with convenient online check-in, you can put your name on the list from your phone and enjoy the spring sunshine while you wait. So download the app and get ready for spring with a fresh haircut at Great Clips. It's going to be great.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out.
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score. And the Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and drive in a couple of runs. Cranked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wills around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one headed for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the third straight hit to open the fifth inning. Chopper for Jazz, hot shot, and he makes the catch. That got on there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, did you see that? I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
He's very good. There's no doubt about it. He's got a great fastball. He threw enough strikes, and he got through 6 innings. And the Cubs got to the bullpen a little bit, but, once again, just a little short when they've got runners in scoring position to get the big hit.
Toast of the Game round presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. Benny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. Who do you like for the toast of the game?
Well, how about Ben Brown? Brownie, this is his 3rd start. He pitched. He went toe-to-toe with Mizorowski. He threw 5 innings, and he gave the Cubs a chance to win. It wasn't a quality start, but for his 3rd start, he pitched well today here at Wrigley.
Well, Ron, we'll try it again tomorrow night.
We'll see you tomorrow night, partner.
It's the Cubs against Milwaukee tomorrow. It starts at 6:40 Central Time. Right-hander Edward Cabrera will start for the Cubs. Left-hander Kyle Harrison going for Milwaukee. Our thanks to our great engineer, Paul Zarang, for a job well done. Huge thank you to Zach Zaidman for all of his outstanding work. Zach's post-game show is right around the corner. For former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes saying thank you for listening and good night from Wrigley Field in Chicago. Again, the final, the Milwaukee Brewers 5 and the Chicago Cubs 2. This has been a presentation of The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast has been presented by ZipRecruiter. Find out why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/team.
Chicago Cubs baseball on WSCR 104.3 The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network has been presented to you in part by the Volvo XC90, Benny's Beverage Depot.